Okay, so we are going to see the important sects of Buddhism. I have told you in the previous lecture that Buddhism was divided into two sects, Hinayana and Mahayana. So, Hinayana was the lesser vehicle and Mahayana was the greater vehicle. Hinayana orthodox and Mahayana Buddhism was liberal. Hinayana Buddhism adhered to original teachings of Buddha and Mahayana Buddhism they diluted the original teachings of Buddha. Hinayana Buddhism there was no ideal worship. In Mahayana Buddhism they believed in ideal worship of Buddha and Bodhisattva. Hinayana Buddhism nirvana was prescribed for individuals and in Mahayana nirvana was prescribed for the entire community. Hinayana, they did not believe in too many rituals. Mahayana rituals were closer to Hinduism. In Hinayana, they used Pali language. In Mahayana, they started using Sanskrit. So we'll talk about the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is an entity in Mahayana Buddhism. Bodhisattvas are considered as previous birth of Buddha who are capable of achieving nirvana, but they postpone their own nirvana to help all the sentient beings on planet Earth. Finally, after many lifetimes, Bodhisattvas progresses to Buddhahood, that is the path of Buddha. Next is the Vajrayana. They believed in the supreme power Vajra. This school of Buddhism started to appear in the eastern part of the country, that is Bengal. In 11th century AD, Vajrayana became popular in Tibet and it got consolidated. Its rituals are also closer to Hinduism and it is Tantric sect of Buddhism. In the contemporary world, there is no existence of Hinayana, but it is represented through Theravada Buddhism, which is also known as School of Elders. In the present times, it is very popular in Sri Lanka and Myanmar. Okay, so next we are going to talk about the metaphysical thoughts of Buddhism. So Buddhist view on universe, will see their view on the universe, their view on God, on the Vedas and on rebirth, on souls. So first we'll talk about their view on universe. They believed that universe is created on the laws of nature. They believe that the universe is created on the laws of nature. They don't believe in the concept of God. So their view on God, Buddhists were agnostic. Agnostic matlab a person who is not sure if God exists or not. They were agnostic on the question of God and they did not incorporate concept of God in any of their theories. Their view on Vedas, Buddhists rejected the authority of Veda and did not consider it as divine. Rebirth, they believed in rebirth. They did not believe in God, but they believed in rebirth. Soul. Buddhists did not believe in the concept of eternal soul, but when it was asked that if they do not believe in soul, then what takes the rebirth? To which Buddhists replied, it is consciousness or the Panch Skandha, which means 5 type of memories which take rebirth. Our karmic memories means our karmics which take rebirth. So this was their view on God and soul. Next is Pratitya Samutpada philosophy of Buddha. So in this they say that nothing is without reason, means that every action has its cause. So this was all about their views on different terminologies. Next we are going to talk about Jainism. Jainism is an ancient creed. In Buddhism, there was Buddha who was the founder of Buddhism. But in Jainism, there were not a single person who founded it. There were 24 personalities. So Jainism is an ancient creed which was result of contribution of 24 personalities known as Tirthankaras. So Adinath Rishabdev is considered as first Tirthankar. Rishabdev along with Aristotnemi finds mention in Vedic text of Rig Veda. So in Rig Veda their names are mentioned. It is believed that the first 22nd Tirthankars were mythological figures and the last two were historical. The cadre of Jain Tirthankars also include a female Tirthankar known as Malinath. The 23rd Tirthankar was Paraswanath. He was born somewhere around 800 BC in Kashi. He was son of Kashi king Aswasen. So at the age of 30, he left his home and became a parivrajak, means homeless wanderer. So after wandering for many years, he achieved absolute knowledge, means enlightenment, on the Paraswanath hills in Jharkhand. He gave four vows, means the resolution, which are as follows. First is the Sat. First is that do not speak lie, and in Pali term it is known as Satya or Amrusha. Second is the non-violence, which is Ahimsa. Third is do not steal, Asteya. And fourth is do not acquire property, Aparigraha. Vardhaman Mahavir was the 24th Tirthankar. He was born in 540 BC in Kundagram, which is in Vaishali, Bihar. His father's name was Siddharth. He belonged to Kshatriya Varna. His clan was Gyantrika. Here, Gyan spelling is Gnan. It is pronounced as Gyan. His kingdom was Gyantri. His mother name was Trishala. She was sister of Lichui king Chetak. His wife was Yashoda, daughter Arnoja. He died in 468 BC in Pavapuri, which is in Bihar. So, like Buddha, he also left his home at the age of 30. He became a ascetic parivrajak and started to wander. He practiced extreme penance and hardship at the age of 42 near Rijupalika river under a sal tree in the Jhimbak village. The village name was Jhimbak. And he attained Keval Gyan or Kavalya, known as absolute knowledge. So there he attained the Keval Gyan. And in Buddhism it was known as Nirvana. His followers started to call him Jina, which means the ultimate conqueror of the knowledge. The followers of Jina came to be known as Jaina. So, to the already existing four pledges of the Jainism, Mahavir added one more pledge, that is the Brahmacharya, means observe continence, which means leading a disciplined life. Okay. So he also emphasized on the three ratnas, the three jewels of Jainism, that is right knowledge, right faith, and right conduct. Next, we are going to see that the ruler of Magad, Chandragupta Maurya, was persuaded by Jain monk Bhadra Bahu. As such, he accepted Jainism. So around 300 BC, there was a severe famine in Magad. In this situation, Chandragupta decided to shift to a place called Shravana Balgola in Karnataka, where he performed extreme penance, Salikhna, Santhara, and died in typical Jain fashion. In Magad, Bindusar, his son, convened first Jain council in 299 BC at Patliputra. It was presided by Jain monk Thulabhadra. The initial development of this council was compilation of teachings all the Tirthankars in 14 books known as Purva. So in this council, all the teachings of the Tirthankars was compiled in 14 books known as Purva, and in the end of assembly, Jainism was divided into two branches known as the Digambaras and the Shvetambaras. So Digambaras, they were sky clad. They were the orthodox followers of Jainism and they remained naked all the time. The Shvetambars, they are the white clads and they were liberal follower of Jainism and they started wearing white clothes. The religious text of Jainism, Purvas, was also written in this assembly, which was, I told you that 14 Purvas were there.